If you're always running out of content ideas or just don't know what type of content to create, I'm going to show you a simple, repeatable way to come up with ideas. And the best part, you'll be able to check if there are already people out there looking for exactly that kind of content. Because nothing's more frustrating than putting in the time to either write an article or record and upload a video only to watch it disappear into the void with barely any views. It has you second guessing your topics, wondering if you should even be doing this. And of course, you're wasting hours trying to figure out what might work next. And the beauty of this process is that you can use it for YouTube or any other platform you want to. Because this process is basic SEO, one of the fundamentals of digital marketing 101. We're going to focus on YouTube first, but what you're learning here is the foundation of how to get found anywhere. This kind of basic SEO helps you show up in traditional search engines like Google, YouTube, and Pinterest, but it also applies to social platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where discovery is based on what people are engaging with and searching for. And now with AI tools like ChatGPT, Bing, Perplexity, pulling content from all across the internet to answer questions, this strategy will help you there too. It's all connected, and it all starts with knowing what people are already looking for. Over the years, I've seen so many people get stuck right here, overthinking ideas, second guessing themselves, and wasting time making content that never had a real audience waiting for it. That's why I always suggest starting with this approach. It gives you direction right from the beginning. Now, in another video, I talked about using YouTube as a digital sanctuary where you share your voice and create for yourself, even if no one's searching for it. That kind of content is meaningful and there's space for it. But in this video, it's about a different approach, a strategic approach. This is about knowing before you even record if there's a built-in audience for what you want to share. So by the end of this, you won't just have ideas, you'll have a vault of ideas, yay, and even better, you'll have a system you can reuse every time you're unsure of what to make next. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I'm here to help you find the kind of topics people are actually searching for, and we're going to do that using good old basic SEO. Search engine optimization. And by the way, this works for any platform. So let's say you're not sure what type of content to make, but you've got a few ideas floating around. Maybe it's something you've done before or something people ask you about, like selling vintage items online. There's an example. So you would need to know how to pack things, how to price them, perhaps where to list them. That would be good. You'd figure out how to ship something fragile without breaking it. The cost of shipping, which is hard, whether you need to track your shipping, that's all content. That's something someone else might be searching for. So now the question is, how do you find out if anyone's actually looking for that kind of content? And that's what I'll show you next, starting with YouTube. So this first step, it's probably the easiest way to find content ideas that have real demand behind them. The first tool is right in front of you, YouTube's own search bar. We're focusing on YouTube first because it's the second biggest search engine after Google. But like I mentioned earlier, what you're learning here, how to find what people are actually searching for, is the foundation for being seen anywhere search is involved. Whether it's Google, Pinterest, another great search engine, TikTok, or now AI-driven search tools that are starting to recommend content in new ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to start typing in a few words related to your idea. So if we're going to use that vintage selling example, you might type in how to sell vintage items or best vintage items to resell. As you type, YouTube will start filling in suggestions. These aren't random. They're based on what people are actually searching for. This is one of the easiest ways to spot content opportunities because the platform is literally showing you what viewers are looking for. And you can try a few variations. You could add the word how, best, or for beginners in front. You could try adding the current year at the end. You can also add a space and a letter like vintage items space a space, and YouTube will show you search phrases that begin with that combination. It's a great way to discover suggestions you might not think to type on your own. Now, if you're wondering, well, how do I know how many people are actually searching for these terms? There are some amazing tools out there that show you those numbers. But for now, what you need to know is if a suggestion shows up in autocomplete, it's already passed a basic test. Enough people are searching for it that YouTube is actually surfacing it up. Everything you see in the dropdown is a potential video topic, and it's based on demand, not guesswork. If you want me to show you how the paid tools work, just drop a comment below to let me know that's the type of video you're looking for, and I'll do one for you. And if you want to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so the video gets pushed out even more. Next up is a tool called Google Trends. You can use it to see how interest in a topic is changing over time. Just go to trends.google.com and type in something related to your content idea. If we're going to keep with the vintage example, you could type in sell vintage items or flip thrift store finds. You'll see a graph showing how much interest there's been in that topic over time. You can change the settings to show US traffic only or even just YouTube specific searches. Now you can also compare two ideas side by side, like sell on Etsy versus sell on eBay. That can help you see which one's getting more attention overall. And then if you scroll down, there's a section called related queries. This shows you other search terms people are using that are connected to your topic. Sometimes you'll even see a label that says breakout. That means search interest for that term is rising fast. Now, this took me a while to figure out the numbers. They're not telling you how many people searched. They just show you how popular a topic is compared to its peak. So 100 means it was searched the most, 50 means it had about half that interest, and 0 means not enough people searched for it to show up. Like I said, it totally confused me, but I figured it out. Now, what you're really looking for is momentum. If a topic is holding steady or trending up, it could be worth exploring. But if interest is dropping, it might not be the best use of your time. So you see how you can use these topics? Now we're going to use another Google product, and it's built into Google search itself. So you're just going to type in your topic and look for a section called People Also Ask. You'll see a list of real questions people are searching for. Like, what is the best place to sell vintage items? Or where can I find the value of vintage items? These are video ideas. And side note, if you write articles for your blog or things like that, they can show up here. If it answers the question clearly, there is some extra optimization, but it could show up there. For now, we're going to scroll to the bottom of the page and you'll also see people also search for. These are related topic and phrases people often explore next. It's another great place for content inspiration. Now, next up is a tool called Answer Socrates. It's completely free. It only has one search a day if you don't create an account, or up to 5 searches a day if you sign up for free. And it's built to show you the kind of questions people are typing into search. So when you type in your topic, say vintage items, it will break the results into categories like how, what, why, can, and should. You'll get things like how to identify valuable vintage items, what vintage items sell best, should I clean vintage items before selling. Use this near the end of your research once you've narrowed down your topic a bit. That way you don't burn through your free searches too fast. These questions are perfect video prompts, especially if it's something you've already done or figured out or something you can speak about. Eventually, you might want to invest in tools like this. They're time savers. They give you really good insight, but shop around because there's one called Answer the Public, which is pretty well the same as what Answer Socrates is. So look around. There's lots of options in mind before you put your money down. Now, there are a ton more ways to find what your audience is looking for, but this will really get you headed in the right direction. So once you've done a bit of research and collected a handful of ideas, let's organize what you've found. You can keep it really simple. Open up a Google Sheet or a note stock. If you're using YouTube, you already have a Google account, so you have Google Drive, which has access to Google Sheets, so you can store everything there. And we're just going to do a simple structure. Again, the more you do this, the better you will get on what you want to capture. But for now, you can have a column for your video ideas, the phrase you searched, the type of video it is. Is it a how-to? Is it a tip? Is it a question? Notes. And now you'll probably have way more ideas than you expected. And that's a good thing. You're not guessing anymore. You're collecting ideas based on real searches. So start scanning through what you've saved and look for patterns. You'll often see the same question phrased a few different ways. That's a sign of interest, and it tells you that topic is worth covering. For example, how to price vintage items. What are vintage items worth? How much should I sell my vintage Pyrex for? I don't know. All of those are basically asking the same thing. And answering that question, that's your content. This kind of detail will also help later when you go to record your video. It's a little tip. You want to say those questions out loud in your video and add them as on-screen text and use the exact phrases people are searching for. Why? Because YouTube doesn't just read your title or look at your thumbnail, it listens to your video and looks at what is on screen too. But that will be for another video. So the work you're doing here, it's setting you up for better results when you hit upload. So if you started this video thinking, I don't know what type of content to create, I've run out of ideas, now you have a process. You know how to take an idea, use free tools, and check if people are already searching for it. You've also seen the way people actually ask questions on YouTube, Google, and tools like Answer the Public or Answer Socrates. You've seen how those can lead you straight to content ideas that are actually useful to someone else. And those phrases you're collecting, they're not just for picking a topic or coming up with an idea. You'll be able to use them later in your title, your description, your tags. And even more importantly, as I mentioned before, you'll want to speak them directly in your video because it gives YouTube more ways to understand what your content is about and who it's meant for. So now that you know how to find content ideas that people are already searching for, there's one simple tip that can make a huge difference when it comes to getting your videos seen by the right people faster. I break that down in this video, and that tip is great for YouTube, but can be used across all platforms. This is basic digital marketing. Right now I'm focusing on YouTube, but use it all over the place. So good luck, and thank you for watching.